What's up, guys? Chris over here at Cover 7. Hey, real quickly, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's liked, commented, and subscribed. It goes a long ways on a small channel like mine. I don't claim to be a college football expert, but I do love college football. My favorite team happens to be in the Big Ten, and yeah, they got their shit kicked in last Friday night, and that would have been the Huskers here. But we're sticking with the Big Ten today. We got Illinois going on the road at Washington. This should be a sneaky good game. I don't think this one's getting talked about enough. I know both teams currently I think Illinois might be ranked. Maybe I'm wrong there. You guys can correct me down in the comments. But these two teams are both 5-2, so a lot's riding on this game. I think this will be a good football game. And if you guys are new to this type of video, I like to break down both teams, throw some stats out there, some rankings, and at the end, I'll give you my prediction. These videos tend to do pretty well on my channel, so we'll see how I do today. Look here, let's talk with the road team first. That's Illinois. Like I said, 5-2 on the year. And I was rather high on Illinois to start the season. They only have 2 losses, and those 2 losses come probably to the 2 best teams right now in the Big Ten. That was Indiana, who they got absolutely destroyed by earlier in the year, and then Ohio State. So, like I said, I don't think you can complain too much there if you're Illinois. They did beat USC, who is, I think, a pretty decent team by a field goal. That was a really good football game a couple weeks ago. But the offense, it starts with Luke Altmaier. I don't know which more I could add to Luke Altmaier. This guy feels like he's been playing college football now for 100 years. He's a veteran QB. He puts up good numbers. He's seen every type of defense. He's got over 1,800 yards on the season, set a 72.4% completion rate, 13 touchdowns, just the 1 interception. Caden Fegan, Khalil Valentine. I think these two are pretty good backs. But on the year, they got 700 yards combined, 8 touchdowns. That's not terrible by any means. They do struggle to run the ball, though, which is actually shocking to me. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past 12 years, Brett Bielema, his teams are always, the identity is always smash mouth football, great defense, amazing lines of scrimmage. They really do struggle to run the football this season, Illinois does, which is, like I said, kind of shocking to me. Wide receiver, Hank Beatty, definitely the go-to guy here for Altmaier. He's amassed over 600 yards on the year. He's got 2 touchdowns. Colin Dixon, Hudson Clement, they round out the core, solid core for Illinois. And I talked about it here just a minute ago. The thing I really noticed with Illinois, and I've watched them quite a bit this season, they really struggle to protect Altmaier and obviously run block. They've given up 23 sacks on the season. That's a lot. That's just about as bad as my Huskers, which they are obviously atrocious. But 23 is way too many there. I think the Illinois fan will agree. As far as the ranks go, they rank 69th in total offense. The run game, like I mentioned, has struggled mightily. They are 111th in the country in rushing yards per game. They are 68th in passing yards per game. Like I said, that's pretty good. Here it is again, 125th in the country in sacks allowed. So that's got to improve going forward. That's been a major problem for that offense all season. As far as the defense goes, it's been, I'm going to say I'm not real impressed with their defense this year, really. They've given up too many yards in the passing game. As far as overall ranks go, they're 74th in total defense. They're 51st against the run. You can live with that. But like I said, struggled against the pass, man. They're 95th in the country. They also rank 59th in sacks per game with just over 2, so good, but not great. So Illinois on the year, man, I think they're a pretty solid team. You're going to find out a lot this weekend. This is a pretty even matchup. Who are they playing? The Washington Huskies, who I admittedly am very high on. I like Jedd Fisch. This is year 2. I actually think next year Washington will be talked about a hell of a lot more, but still got plenty of season left this year. 5-2, like I mentioned, and a manageable schedule going forward here. So this is a big game if you're the Huskies. They lost to Michigan 24-7 last week, which I did catch most of that game. They just couldn't get the offense going. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't shocked as Michigan. I think their defense is really good. I know everybody's, talking about that game against USC where they got blown out of the water. I think they got that corrected going forward. I really do. But the offense, led by quarterback Demond Williams, started out super hot this year, but is cooled down since in Big Ten play. He sits 4th in the Big Ten in passing yards with just over 1,800 yards. He's got 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He, as well as Altmaier, has been sacked a lot this year. He's been sacked 18 times, which is a little bit too high in my opinion. Jonah Coleman, like I said, this guy's a stud. He's been around forever. Sitting 6th in the Big Ten in rushing yards, has 12 total touchdowns on the year, which is quite a few. Denzel Boston, I think this guy's got NFL written all over him. I'd like to see his numbers come up a little bit, but he's a damn good receiver. He's got over 500 yards, 6 scores on the year. And the O-line, just like Illinois, has given up too many sacks this year. That's just all there is to it. They got to be better going forward, in particular in this game. As far as the ranks go, if you're Washington here, they rank 33rd in the country in total offense, which is pretty damn good. 57th in rushing yards per game. You can live with that. They are 32nd in the country in passing yards per game. But here's the problem. Like I mentioned, 105th in the country in sacks allowed. So it's got to get better. The defense been pretty solid this year. They rank 39th in total defense. They're really good at shutting down the run. I think they're 20th in the country right now. 89th, though, in passing yards allowed. We'll see if Illinois and Luke Altmaier can exploit that in this game. They do have 13 sacks on the year, which is 81st best in the nation, so you're about middle of the pack there. Like I said, as far as my prediction goes in this game, guys, and like I said, please take this with a grain of salt. I don't have any skin in this game. I got to mention that before I piss off anybody, especially in the comment section. And let me know down in the comment section who you think's winning this game. This one is a pretty even matchup across the board. Like I said, 5-2. Both these teams got a lot to play for here this week. As far as my lean, and I'm going to call this a lean here, these two teams are fairly similar, like I mentioned. The strength of schedule for both these teams, as well as in the top 30 in the country, so they both played some really tough opponents. I got to lean Washington here. Why? Washington was 22-0 since 2021, guys, until Ohio State came in and knocked them off. That was like a month and a half ago now, it seems like. And they beat them 24-7, I believe, or something like that. So that, they're 22-1 at home, but God, Husky Stadium is a tough place to play. It has to be. I got to lean Washington here. Like I said, I think Illinois can put up some points in this one. But I'm gonna bank on something like Washington 31, Illinois 27. I think it'll be a really close game. Obviously, if you guys look at the screen here, Illinois is catching 4.5 points, so they think that game will be pretty close. So I'm kind of on board with that. But yeah, I lean Washington here. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Until then, we'll see you next time.